Welcome back, everybody, to AI War 2. We have accomplished most of the plan that I laid out at the end of the last session, but I didn't get the Ark because some of our explorations have revealed new information. It's been about 40 minutes. We had another CPA of less than 40 strength, so it wasn't that high. We're sort of in an uneasy balance point in the mid-70s here with threat. I'm not super happy with that, but it's not a huge amount either. Knocked out a couple of data centers, got that instigator that was floating around, and another one spawned in the same place, got rid of that as well. Now here in Patience, we have kind of an interesting situation. We're left the black hole machine alone because this is sort of a temporary system for us, and that means that we actually have a whole bunch of zombies that can't leave. So they're going to attack any enemies that come in here, bolstering our defense. We got the fleet that was in here, which of course is our reason for taking the system in the first place. So that's boosted us up. I think we're getting close to about 100 total strength here. Our fusion fleet is now quite nice indeed. More exploration. We have a bunch of core worlds down here. 6, 7, 6, etc. And a couple Spire Archives. And so I'm pretty sure that there is one homeworld down in this area. Haven't gone in there for this data center because it is a Mark 6 world. And so now we have to decide what to do with that information. And that's not the only interesting thing. There's more stuff around here, another Citadel, Frigate Coordinator. I'm not super interested in taking this system, especially since it doesn't appear to be a very defensible one. I think we're going to leave that be. Keep moving along. There's a Zenith power generator with a raid engine. And unfortunately, this is another poison planet. The power generator is in between a whole bunch of connecting wormholes. We'd have to take two other systems to even have a decent chance of defending it. So as much as I'd like that energy, obviously, in the long run, I just don't think there's any good way to acquire it. And some things over here that are not that interesting. And then we have this. Lost Spire Frigate. And these are powerful enough that they're going to be getting a balanced nerf. Plus, this gives us additional movement out in this direction for more scouting. So between those two things, we've got about a third of the galaxy left to scout. I definitely want to grab this, and I want to do it right away. Now, it's another 15 AI progress for taking it. You need to invest some time in developing, like the Spire Frigate and the Ark we're going to get down here. Now, the other thing is, if I take Elixir like I planned, then I'm putting this on alert. And so I don't want to grab this until I'm ready to go into here, is the idea. And then once we neuter this, we can get this Spire Archive hack. Now because of that, I'm going to do a couple things. Our fleet has been doing very well at knocking out Mark IV planets, even up close to 100 strength with our two stronger fleets. But I don't sure if I can handle your with that amount. I think we're probably going to need a little bit more firepower there. So I'm going to do some more tech investment. I already grabbed, since the last session, civilian engineering. And the reason for that was when we build a new planet like here in Patience, our engineers simply weren't keeping up with building the defenses. Like our metal supply was still going up even as they were building stuff non-stop. And so I wanted to upgrade that just to keep up with our current economy. A lot of people like to do that early in the game. I don't do it until I need it. And, well, it was time. I need it. So that's in place. But I'm going to grab this second medium hull. And it's a little bit early to do that in general. But the reason I'm doing it in this case is because I really am going to start pushing in to the core worlds with this opportunity that's before me down here. And it's a 10,000 cost, but if we grab Elixir, we grab that other system with the Spire Frigate, that's 4,000 more science. We do this hack, that's 12,000 more science. And, you know, we may want to just hack while we're in there, just, you know, hack the planet to grab the natural science that it has, covert science extraction, and that's another couple thousand. So we're going to more than replace the amount we're going to spend on this. And if that wasn't the case, then I really would not want to knock our science down this low, because it's going to be knock it down to about 1,500 now once I purchase this. But with everything else that's involved in this situation, the fact we're going to get the science back, I feel comfortable pulling that trigger. So we want to be very careful and see what the threat does here, but I want to grab that Spire frigate, grab this system, and if all that goes well, we should be able to begin the process of neutering our first core world, getting that Spire hack going. All right, you can see here comes our next exo for the major data center. I moved our secondary fleets there. I'm going to hope that's good enough. And, you know, if it's not, I'll pay the price for it. And then I've moved all of our fleets. You can see that the Hagira, which basically looks like a whale, main strength that it has is this bubble shield. All of our fleets directly around this so that they can fire like crazy at anything that pops out of there. And this is going to take several minutes. So let's take a look.
Hacking has commenced.
And see what happens. See if we survive this or not.
Under attack on border world.
There we go. Starting to pop out. Not seeing a whole lot of action yet. I'm sure it'll add up. Let's speed this up now. Boost it a little more.
Taking fire behind enemy lines. Taking damage on border world.
Another wave coming in. We're not worried about that. We're about a quarter of the way through this. Yeah, that took more than one salvo, so now they're starting to build a little bit. And here comes our Exo Strike Force, so we've still got 5 minutes of this to go.
Enemy activity on border planet. They're giving up. Human resistance cell retreating.
Okay, let's see. If that's all their strike force has, then we're going to be fine. Here comes... Yep, here comes a whole bunch of stuff. There's a dire Tesla. And we've got... Let me make sure we move our fleet. They're coming more over this way. You know what? I'll just put the fleet on pursuit mode. I think that's going to be the best option here. And it looks like we're going to be fine there, so they're not going to have too much resistance. Let's head back in here, finish this hack.
Taking fire in enemy territory. Human resistance cell in full retreat.
Looks like all this is going to basically do is feed us zombies. Of course, there will be a counterattack at the end of it.
A human resistance cell has engaged the AI.
3 minutes left. Bump up the speed just a little bit more.
They're giving up.
And I thought even at a low response level, I did expect more to be coming out of this hack. But I'm not going to complain about it, that's for sure. And again, we'll see how bad the counterattack is at the end. Right now we've got 93 threat. We're going to have another CPA coming, so we're definitely going to have a period after this hack that we want to be a little bit more defensive oriented. Alright, now we're coming to the end of it. Exo Strike Force. And I'm not seeing a whole lot. Okay.
Taking fire on border world.
So now we're up to 16,000. We're going to want to defend against the CPA. And then, frankly, given how well this did, I probably want to move my support fleet down here and just do the same thing into here. And, you know, we could consider... The other thing is the Overlord is down here. So the question is, like, do I want to take this system? And I may just want to take it. I may not. I mean, fusion bombers would be a nice fleet. But for now, I just want to neuter it and grab the Spire Archive. And I honestly, I think just neutering it and going through, it's probably not worth the AI progress. But I'm going to want to neuter my way in eventually. And, you know, this is our target. But we don't want to hit that yet. We want to just be patient. You look at the Warden fleet base, almost 900 ships. I mean, so that's going to be no joke when we go in there. Okay, so we have successfully come in here. There was a counterattack brewing, and this took a little bit of doing. I couldn't bring in the Ark or the Spire frigate right away. There was 200 strength in here, but eventually we were able to wear them down. Wasn't really a problem taking it, just took a little bit of work. So while a 130 strength system over here was a piece of cake, 200 was a little bit more of an operation. So that gives us a better sense of where we are. Not ready to take on the AI homeworlds just yet, but we're doing pretty well. So after that, I hopped up here, got that generalist tech vault that was there that boosts our nucleophilic and sniper turrets, because my next acquisition is going to push us over the line. And it would have done so anyway, but we did have one instigator that fired off a single AI progress boost, got it up by 1 point. You can see we're at 90 and the floor is 87. So the only way I could really prolong that would be to take the data center here. There's not a good exit point, so I'd have to take 2 systems to get this major data center under control. I just don't think that's worth it. And also, before going in and doing these Spire Archives, I really needed to make a decision on the super terminal. Because if I wanted to hack that, I wanted to hack that before the hacking boost went up. And I've decided not to use it. I think I'm going to be just fine with the AIP reduction I'm going to need later by grabbing the coprocessors. And I think that's going to be enough to keep me at or below whatever the floor is, and then some. So I've used up a good amount of hacking here. But we're actually up at the second level now, easy for the yellow AI, still a bit into the very easy for the red. And I moved on over here, which is the system that has that strike craft coordinator. Now, this is 5 jumps away, and took a little bit of fighting to get through. A couple Mark V systems, although this one we were able to just sail through it. We'll neuter it later. But once I showed up in here, we get our first look at the AI reserves. Here they are. Lovely, but it's still a 100 strength system. And we've got more than that. So now the nice thing about this, you know, they're all Mark 1. Once we boost this up, they would go up to Mark 2, and this would be much more difficult. But for the moment, I want to get away from that Sabbath guard post. I want to get out to the edge of the system and clean out this mess.
Taking fire on enemy world.
Let's go ahead and unload everybody and have ourselves a joyful, fun time.
Moving out.
Oh, we got a bit of a error there.
Taking damage on border world.
Nonetheless, we should be able to handle this. I would... No. Let's get all the ships over there.
Bringing squads into line.
And of course, this kind of situation where... Nope. Transport ships like to go off. Yep, there. Now it's gonna... It's almost dead. So we're losing that one. going to be crippled soon. But on the other hand, everybody else is doing just fine. Why are you all headed over there?
IFF signals are friendly.
Now everybody's starting to run away. I don't think we actually got this crippled. We were really close. But didn't quite get there. You're doing fine. And our frigates are up till mark level 3 and proceeding towards 4. Hagira is almost to level 3, so we're doing pretty good at gradually ramping those up. They handled that tech vault hack all on their own, Mark IV system, and they were able to do it without any help. So, let's send our fusion guys after the Sabbath guard post. And, you know, that reserves would have been, again, a lot more scary if we had not had it below the Mark II threshold.
On border planet.
So once again, all we've got left is cleanup. And we're going to take this over, grab our increased strike craft that's going to seriously increase our fleet power, and move on to the next objective. Well, we are almost there now. La Barrere's in our territory. We've got to capture this system. Neuter, rather. And then further on down here, found another minor data center. That's going to be a nice ARS to hit, probably for the Pike corvettes. Add to our disruptive force. Down here in the Elephant, we've got a Zenith power generator, and this may be right next to the Homeworld. Homeworld might be Trigun or Ankru down here, the second one. And only those 4 systems remain that we haven't scouted. Could be down here. We'll see. But the reason I think it's probably right next to it in Trigun is we've got all this Praetorian Guard activity down here. And then also, we have a magnifier which doubles the attack of any AI ships on the planet. So if we take this, it's going to be kind of a bear. So I'm at the point now where we really need to start preparing for the final assaults on the homeworlds. We've cleaned out a little more threat, back down to about 100. It did peak over 200 at one point while we were doing our Spire Archive fun. Communication node is another new thing. We can pop that if we want to trigger civil war between the AIs. That's not going to happen. Some more interesting things down here. But we're only going to be taking a couple more systems here, and that's only to prepare us to get ready to be in optimal position to strike at the homeworlds. I just really want to strengthen our economy as much as we can. I'm going to hit some fleet capacity extenders. Going to grab some more ARSs, tech vaults, whatever we can get to boost up all the rest of the way. With this much science here, I think what I'm going to end up doing is maxing out fusion, maxing out disruption, and just seeing what else we need to get done. Might even take another GCA or two. So we're really at that point. We've got to make final decisions to prepare for the endgame. I'll have a lot of that sorted out by the time next session arrives. Till then, thanks for watching. More AI War 2 coming up soon.